It's somebody from William up from Abu Dhabi. So William from Abu Dhabi is mentioned that my boss is technically very strong. However, he gets angry at the drop of a hat. It makes us fear him so much that we hesitate to discuss certain important points with him. Now, how do we deal with this situation? Now, William, I feel really sorry for you because, yes, if you're fearful of your boss, then basically it's next to impossible to give in your 100%. So what I would suggest is, yes, your boss must be pretty technically strong, but if he's got a problem with his anger, then you might have to understand that he has to deal with that anger management. So if you allow him to make you fearful for him, then technically he's won it. So I don't think you should kind of look at it in a situation where you're fearful to approach him. Probably I'll teach you a very small technique here. Generally what happens is when people are fearful of their bosses, they in the mind, right, they see the boss as a gargantuan figure. So I'll teach you a very simple technique. Now when you close your eyes, when you think of your boss, if you feel your boss is huge and in the mind eye, just reduce the size. Just like a touch screen, what you get, you can pinch in and pinch out. I would strongly advocate just reduce the size of your boss. Not too small, probably the same size as you. So what happens here is the mind does not see him as somebody whom you have to be fearful, because how you interpret things internally is what eventually will matter outside. So basically what happens is if you tend to kind of be fearful of your boss, more often than not, it kind of reflects on your body language. You tend to drop your shoulders, and then you probably are not very confident when you talk to him. And these are the cues which any smart boss, believe me, will pick it up. And the moment they pick it up, they know that you're fearful, and they will try to bulldoze things over you and try to push you hard and make you do things which I'm sure you would not want to do. So what I would strongly suggest is, if you're fearful of your boss, do one thing. You cannot change him, because if he's got a problem with his anger, the only thing you can change is how you interpret him when he's angry. Again, most of the time, if the fear comes from inside, not from outside. So I have seen over the years, people are fearful of certain things, in terms of fearful of heights, fearful of sometimes water, fearful of public speaking. Now, public speaking is actually number one, the top of the list when it comes to people who are fearful. Now, all these things is nothing is happening externally, believe me. Everything is happening inside our head. So when you say, William, that I'm really fearful when I need to approach my boss, what happens is in your mind, you're creating that fear. So I would strongly suggest work on this one technique in terms of change the image of your boss. If he's big, I'll guarantee you 99% he would be much bigger in the mind. Just reduce the size, and believe me, the way you interpret things and the way you look at things would drastically change the moment you do this. So I hope this might help you, because end of the day, it doesn't matter how good your boss is or not, but if you find him or her probably angry and not able to control his or her anger, the only thing you can do is probably ensure that you don't get fearful of that situation, and just focus on what is important.